O tēnā koutou whānau. Oops! Nau mai haere mai ki te wiki o Te Reo Maori, and nau mai haere mai ki tēnei kihini mō tēnei rā. I probably got that wrong. Okay, welcome to Back to the Kitchen, and welcome also to the beginning of Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, which is Māori language week here in New Zealand. Right, now we've done fried bread before, but we haven't done fried bread with self-raising flour. So a lot of people say that this is the way to make it, so we're going to give it a go. I've got 2 cups of flour and one of these. Heather Ann bought me this. My mate Heather bought me this. She must have felt sorry for me when she saw the last video with my broken sieve. Still worked. Right, so I'm going to sieve my self-raising flour. I've got 2 cups in here, and I'm going to give it a sieve into my bowl. And then, super easy recipe, only 2 ingredients, self-raising flour and warm water. So I'm going to pop this into this bowl, and then we're going to add enough warm water from the tap to mix it up. Okay. I'm not sure how many cups I'm going to need. Let's mix it up and see what we come up with. That's 1. Let's add another half. You see that? So that's made a really nice soft dough. So this is just a small batch if you want to make more than double your recipe. Okay, now it's quite a sticky dough at the moment, so I'm going to add the rest of that half cup, and then I'm going to add some more flour. Okay, I think I'm going to add about a cup. And I'm going to dry cup, hang on. Don't forget, use the same size cup. So I'm going to add another cup of flour, or enough flour until it makes a soft but not sticky dough, okay? So let me do that. I'm going to put you on fast and then we'll go for it. Right, I've got my dough already and it looks pretty good. It feels pretty good. It still feels a little bit sticky, but that should be okay. Right, I've got some rice bran oil, or use whatever oil you've got. Just don't use olive oil, okay? The oil that we need to use for frying needs to have a high, what do you call it? You know, like when you can heat it to a high temperature without it burning. And olive oil is no good. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on my clean bench. Now, you know, some people like to use flour, and that's fine. I like to use oil because it doesn't contaminate the oil when you're frying it so much, you know, and if I'm careful with it and things, then I can put it into a jar when it's cooled down and use it again another time. So I'm not going to knead this dough much. I'm not going to knead this dough much. It's quite sticky, so I might just add a little bit more flour to it. I'll take it off here, take it off the oil. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Because you want to be able to handle it without it sticking to you. Okay, now that I've got my oil over here, I am going to just let it sit for a bit, okay? Let it relax for a little bit. I love relaxing for a little bit. Never happens very often in my house. And I'm just going to let it sit there for maybe 20 minutes. That way I can clean up my bench and get everything ready. Okay, I'm also going to get my fry pan ready and probably have about maybe two cups of oil heating ready. I don't want it to be too hot because I don't want it to burn, but I want it to be warm enough to cook my fry bread. Okay, so let me leave this here with a tea towel on it. That should do for a bit, and I'll clean up, and then I'll show you what we do next, eh? Okay, right. my dough's been sitting here for long enough, not quite half an hour, but you know, we're not timing things, are we? I've got my pot on the stove, and I've used about, probably about 500 mils worth of new oil. I've got rice bran oil works for me, and I put a little bit more oil around here too so that this dough is easier to handle, okay, and I'm just going to flatten it out. Okay, so my oil rather isn't that deep, and so I want to make sure that I'm not going to make fry bread that's going to be that's not going to be cooked up the sides. So I'm going to cut it into some smaller size pieces, but you can cut them any size you want. Just don't overcrowd your pot. And then when your oil is ready, you can pop them in. So let me cut that up, and then I'll show you what it looks like when our oil is ready, eh? Right, see you in a moment. Right, have a look here. Can you see those gorgeous patterns that the oil's making? Pretty cool, eh? Okay, you know when your oil's ready, I've got a clean wooden spoon. Can you see that? I'm just going to pop it in here, and it should make bubbles around the edge. See how it's starting to cook the spoon? It's ready, okay? So let me go get my pieces of bread, and we'll pieces of dough, and then we'll put it into there, eh? Okay. Won't be much. Right, I've got my first piece of dough in here, and I've just stretched it out a little bit, and I'm popping it into the oil. I'll get the next piece. I would probably cook 4 at a time, and I'm thinking maybe my oil's a little bit too hot. Now, I'm going to put 3 in at a time. It's just so that I don't crowd the pot. So. Right, this is our fried bread. It's a bit different from the yeast bread, but still looks pretty good. So I'm going to put far too much butter and golden syrup on mine, and then I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Yeah. That's okay. Here's our less labour intensive fried bread made with self-raising flour. Check that out. Yeah, that's my butter and golden syrup. So I'm just going to try it just in case it's poison, because I don't want to poison you, not do I? Right, are you ready? Oh yeah, it's good. That is so good. That is so good. So that's our recipe for the week. Hope you guys are well. Take care of each other, and ka kite anō.